With Clarence Page.
Who you watch?
I'm with Clarence. Clarence, let's talk about people you're watching in black politics today. Who's somebody that may not be on everybody's radar screen that you're looking at?
Well, I don't know. Well, that's a good question now because people surprise you. There's people like Cory Booker. I think has been waiting in the wings for a while, and but you want somebody that people aren't talking about. And I think that I think people are talking about Cory and are going to talk more about him in the future. But who was talking about Barack Obama before he came along?
Hi, Charles. I'm Candace Presley. I'm Assistant Program Director at News Talk WSB Radio in Atlanta. So your question is, who's next? Who am I watching? I can tell you right now, it is our Mayor, Kasim Reed. Can you think of any other city official who has had as much high-profile time on programs like Meet the Press? Someone who has been so supportive of President Barack Obama? I'm really thinking that Mayor Kasim Reed of Atlanta is one to watch.
My name is Denise Clay, and I am a reporter columnist for the Philadelphia Sunday Sun, the Philadelphia Public Record, and I have my own blog, The Mad Political Scientist.
So let's talk about what happens after Barack Obama. Who are you looking at? Who's on your, I think I'm going to watch this person?
Well, in terms of Pennsylvania, probably the person that wants you to pay the most attention to them right now is Mayor Michael Nutter. He still has another 2 years left on his term as mayor of Philadelphia, but the fact that he's been, doing all sorts of stuff as an Obama surrogate around the country, and he's also the president of the Council of Mayors right now, that kind of tells you that he's looking at life beyond his term as mayor of Philadelphia. So he's one to watch. There's a couple of other folks like Congressman Shaka Fattah, that always bear a little watching because of how long he's...
The blog is NE62.com, the central blog in a 77-blog network. This is my second Democratic National Convention.
So what political figure are you looking at in your home base?
Well, actually, my friend, I call her sister, Libby Schaaf, because she's council member, and actually 3 years ago I encouraged her to run for mayor. But instead of running for mayor of Oakland, she ran for council member. She was reelected with 73% of the vote. She is now the only Oakland native to serve as an elected council member in Oakland, one of the few in Oakland's entire history. But Libby eats, sleeps, drinks, breathes Oakland 24 hours a day. Her kids are born and grown up in Oakland, and to this date at least. And she really cares about the city and its citizens. If there's only one criticism I have of Libby, it's just that I think she is bending toward a conservative side as opposed to a problem-solving side, something I don't think she's quite aware of. And I'm pointing that out to you, Libby. Love you very much. Mm-hmm. But her bent is to really sit down and analyze.
You are, and tell us who you represent these days.
Michael Steele, former chairman of the RNC, analyst for MSNBC.
Let's talk about people we should watch. Who's on your radar screen?
Well, obviously you got Amia Love, who's out there running for Congress from Utah this cycle. But you've got a lot of folks who are just starting to get in the game that I worked with at the grassroots level. Guys like Rufus Montgomery, who's down in Atlanta. Angela Saylor, people, who works on the political side as opposed to the elected side. So you've got this cross-section of faces and voices that are out there that aren't necessarily going to be an elected official, but are coming into the political process, which I think is important, particularly as African Americans. That's going to be, I think, transforming, really, for the party. But the party's got to respond to that. The party's also got to reach out. The party's got to embrace them and pump up their leadership and their opportunity because it's too important. The country's changing, its demographics are changing, and how people feel about the issues are changing, and we need to adapt. Doesn't mean compromise or give up on core beliefs, but make them relevant to people in the new era, if you will. So I'm excited about a lot of these folks, and hopefully in the years to come they'll be doing some good things.
Right, who you work for?
I'm Gromer Jeffers. I'm a political reporter for the Dallas Morning News.
So who are you looking at these days? Because everybody talks what happens after Obama. Who's on your I'm watching this person list?
Well, a couple of people. Of course, we heard a keynote address from San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro, You have to watch him. He's a potential candidate for Texas governor. And you know how these keynote speeches go. It makes you a star. I think it'll make him a star in Texas. Won't have the impact that Barack Obama's impact had in 2004, but certainly he's someone to watch. Also look out for Mark Vesey. He's a Texas state representative who's on his way to Congress. He would join Eddie Bernice Johnson as only 2 minorities from North Texas in Congress. So he's going to be someone to watch too. Watch him move up the leadership ranks of Congress. We'll see what happens, whether Democrats can seize control or not, but certainly he'll be somebody to watch through the years.
Is the climate changing in Texas? Because, you know, it's been a Republican-dominated state for a long time.
Right.
Do you see a climate change?
There are modest changes going on right now, particularly in urban areas. Dallas County, which used to be a heavily Republican county, is now a blue county. It turned blue in 2006, and it keeps getting more Democratic cycle after cycle. What they're waiting on in Texas is the Hispanic vote to really kick in gear. And when you have that merger of the Hispanic vote, the African-American vote, and that old small-town Texas Democrat.
I'm Richard Muhammad, and I'm the editor-in-chief of The Final Call. There's someone that I'm watching. It's a young man by the name of Lee Allen Jones, who's run for office already in Illinois one time. He is a member of the Green Party. Lee Allen actually came to public attention some years ago when he was barely in his teens. He was profiled in NPR's series Ghetto Life 101, which caused a great deal of controversy. And it was his coverage of his life in the Cabrini Green housing projects. Since then, Lee Allen has grown up. He's gone to college and graduated. Great amount of political potential, great amount of heart and love for black people, and a great desire to see change. Lee Allen, I don't think, is 30 years old yet. He's only won one race, but he's somebody that I think has a great future.